Does David Nielsen's IRS complaint have merit? Is the Mormon Church's $100 billion investment fund legal? The actual IRS complaint is not public, nor is it known precisely how much money the Mormon Church has in its investments. The only information we have about the complaint comes from David Nielsen's interview with 60 Minutes or his brother's interview with the Washington Post. According to Aaron Miller, a Mormon nonprofit attorney, Nielsen's complaint about the Mormon Church having $100 billion worth of investments is totally legal, and the amount of money and investment fund operate as legal auxiliaries of the church. According to non-Latter-day Saint CPA and tax specialist Peter Riley, Ensign Peak, quote, is not a private foundation. It is an integrated auxiliary of the church, and there is nothing in the tax law that prevents churches from accumulating wealth. Riley reached out to Paul Streckfus, another tax expert who runs a trusted publication focusing on tax-exempt organizations. He too concluded that the matter does not merit IRS attention. It is worth noting that no one in the church is personally profiting from its expanding reserve of funds. These are set aside for the church as a whole and to help the poor and the needy. As for investing in Beneficial Life, this is a Mormon church-owned insurance company. During the financial crisis in 2008, Beneficial Life was not doing well, and the church invested some of Ensign Peak's earnings to help the insurance company survive. The Deseret News noted that Beneficial made full disclosure to the Utah Department of Insurance that the Mormon Church, its owner, provided $594 million to Beneficial during the 2008 financial crisis to strengthen its balance sheet. Those public filings are on file with the Utah Department of Insurance. Since 2009, Beneficial has paid dividends of almost $500 million back to Deseret Management Corp., according to public filings at the Utah Department of Insurance. There appears to be nothing inappropriate or illegal about this financial behavior. It might be helpful to note that as a revenue-seeking company, Beneficial Life pays income taxes, as do all of the for-profit enterprises owned by the Mormon Church. Ensign Peak's job is to make investments and earn money from those investments. City Creek was developed in the hopes of beautifying and bringing prosperity to the area around downtown Salt Lake City, the headquarters of the Mormon Church, and of course, to earn money. There is no evidence that anything illegal took place. Why isn't the church more transparent with its funds? In today's world, it's often assumed that a lack of transparency means that something inappropriate or even illegal must be going on, but that isn't always the case. There are many good reasons that individuals and institutions may choose to keep certain matters like accumulated wealth or investments private. According to a Deseret News article, some church officials have said that they don't share church finances because they're concerned about people using church investments as a roadmap for their own personal financial decisions. The church investments are made using good financial advice, but may not be appropriate for individual circumstances. In his 60 Minutes interview, Christopher Waddell also noted that with 17 million members comes 17 million opinions about what church funds should be used for. Another possible concern is that the public may begin to see the church primarily in terms of its growing wealth rather than focusing on its message about Jesus Christ. The church has never given a complete explanation for its lack of transparency, but it's clear that several possible reasons don't involve greed or fraud. In fact, amidst all of the allegations and concerns swirling around the issue of church finances, one will notice a lack of evidence that any individual leaders of the church have personally benefited from its financial decisions. Instead, the accumulation of wealth seems strictly intended to further the spiritual and temporal goals of the church as a whole. What is the Mormon Church's rainy day fund, and how will these funds be used? The Mormon Church referred to their Ensign Peak investment as a rainy day fund. Is a $100 billion rainy day fund excessive? Some critics of the church have stated that a $100 billion fund is excessive. Others say that with operational expenses at around $6 billion per year and with historical precedents of recessions and depressions lasting 10 years or more, during which the church was insolvent or where income did not exceed operational expenses, this fund is not excessive. This, combined with the ongoing growth in developing countries where regional tithes do not meet the needs for infrastructure and other church expenses, some feel it may be prudent to store and invest as much money as possible for sustainable future growth. Is the Mormon Church saving money for the second coming of Christ? No church leadership member has ever stated that the church is saving money for the second coming of Christ. Some critics have stated that it is preposterous to think money is needed for the second coming, or that Christ himself might need this money when he returns. Some supporters of the Mormon Church have said that the fund may be needed during difficult times, during what they call the last days, or the trying times prior to the second coming of Christ. Please like and subscribe. And for an objective look at more topics on Mormonism, visit MormonismExplained.org. Thanks for watching.